Hey GameSiders, and welcome back to the channel. That is my fancy new nickname for anybody who watches, subscribes, comments to the channel here. GameSiders, I feel like it kind of creates a sense of community for us, so that's y'all's new nickname. I hope you like it because I'm probably not going to change it. We've got a pretty special upload here today. Not only are we going to be doing the climb up to the top of the mountain here to see our GreyBois, the GreyBois up at the top that yelled at us in the previous upload, but I've actually got a couple of small channel announcements, as well as a series announcement. So first things first, channel announcements. I have downloaded Windows Movie Maker. Additionally, I've learned a little bit about the YouTube video editor. It's a built-in video editing software that YouTube has. We'll let these guys kind of do their talk here while I'm chatting.
I'm just not ready.
My intention is still not to do heavy editing or added special effects or cuts and pastes of video repeatedly throughout gameplay. The concept of having
what can I do for you on such
the concept of having gameplay that's relatively raw footage is something that I think is pretty important for my channel.
Mostly food
but
supplies,
the ability to, for example,
things that keep
cut
fresh for a long time.
during videoing if something's going on. If you're in real life, let's say Rocco, I've talked about my cat before. Let's say Rocco pushes something off the counter. I want to be able to cut video and then pick back up afterwards after I take care of what's going on. Or if somebody comes to the door, knocks on the door, being able to cut and then just pick back up where I was is going to be helpful. So that's what Windows Movie Maker will let me do.
Take this bag of supplies. At the top of
the YouTube video editor, honestly, the only thing I'm going to use that for is for adding end of a video links and things like that. Like if you look on other videos and there's a box up in the corner, links and things like that. That's the place that people do that from. So I'll do that stuff because I think it helps navigating the channel easier, more streamlined. So I'll do that because it'll help y'all out. I don't need to talk to him about what's on the mountain. So in terms of the channel's content, honestly, not really going to change. Just if I need to, I can make those little adjustments with Windows Movie Maker, and I can help y'all navigate the channel with the YouTube, the end of a video links and things like that. Now we're going to read all of these emblems. A reason for that is if you read all of them, you get a little bonus up at the top, like a little blessing or something like that. So we'll do that on our way up. So we've got number 1. And we're gonna climb the steps. We're gonna do this. This is the first time you play through Skyrim. This is actually a pretty epic moment. It starts out so calm and peaceful, except for this wolf that is trying to mess with my my calm, peaceful climb. But look at this serene views. Look at these. Like, this is it's just supposed to be something that you can admire. And you start getting a little higher, you start climbing up the steps, and it kind of just changes. So we'll get to experience that together today. Making our way up these steps, fighting off any villainous wolves that may come our way. I'm sure we'll run into something a little tougher up at the top. I'm not going to give it away if people are watching this and they have not played or not watched gameplay before. I won't give anything away. But there might be something like that. Look at these. It's so pretty. Look at the sunset. This is a good time to do this climb too, because there's a sunset. Look at that. Yes. So, now we get to talk to our first person.
Keep it. Need something? I did. Strange days when the monks will do that. I wonder what it means. I like to spend time up here. Walk the steps. Meditate on the emblems. Doesn't hurt when I bag some game along the way.
Good day. We're gonna take a peek at this next emblem. So we're emblem 2. Gonna let you guys have some time to read it in case anybody's watching this and hasn't done it before. Let's keep on going. See, so the feeling kind of changes once you round this step, because we're getting high enough now that there's snow. A little different. You can still see down there. There's still some nice colors and stuff, but you know, it's starting to get a little different feeling. Almost like there's a little more danger. You gotta be on your toes. You gotta be able to handle yourself out in this sort of area. Oh boy, see, out of nowhere, you legit just came up over the step there and was just like, guess what, bro? I'm here for you. And he had just killed this goat. That poor goat. Never stood a chance. So, I have told you the channel announcement. I do have a series announcement. Oh, there's one right there. Let's see if I can, before he comes at me, let's see if I can get a little damage on him. He may, yep, he's barking at me, growling. Headshot. Headshot. Yeah, I have a series announcement. We're going to be taking part together in a little Seriesception. You know, Seriesception. I don't know if that, if that joke is still relevant or not, if that wordplay is still relevant or not. But yeah, a little Seriesception. I've decided, thus far I've not had anybody comment on my videos and give suggestions for topics they want me to talk about, which is fine. I do have some views on a few, actually all of them have gotten a couple views at least. Some of them even have had, a fair amount of view time. People aren't just like clicking on and clicking off right away, which is super cool. I honestly didn't think that would happen until I'd gotten a lot more videos up and had a bunch of people, done a lot more work in terms of getting people to watch. So the handful that I have, I appreciate anybody that's watching, but I haven't had any comments yet, which is okay. So I went ahead and I decided what I'm going to be talking about over the next, actually, few videos. So within the series of Skyrim videos that I'm making, each one that I post, I'm going to have a certain topic, which will change ever so slightly from video to video. And that topic is actually going to be quality, in my opinion, YouTube channels covering different topics. So there will be an episode, there will be a Skyrim episode where I talk about gaming channels that I frequent, gaming channels that I think have really good content, gaming channels that I've spent a fair amount of hours watching. But that's not going to be today's video. That would be too obvious, and I think that people may end up coming to this channel, my channel, for the variety that I give. I don't play the exact same game constantly. The whole point of the discussions is to have different topics from video to video. So I'm not going to do gaming for here. I'm not going to do my gaming channel talk today, so that you guys can have a little bit of different variety. We'll play some Skyrim. We'll keep this series going.
Yes.
And I'm going to talk about a different topic here. Different YouTubers that I like from a
Nothing
different
like this has
topic
happened in
of
centuries.
YouTube videos.
Just a pilgrim. I'd prefer to leave it at that.
See, this lady's probably got some kind of crazy background. She don't want to tell me about what's
walking
going on
the
with her life.
steps, meditating on the emblems. I make this trip every few years.
So today's topic, today's channel guide, maybe is how I'll describe it, is actually going to be on another hobby of mine. I've told you about this if you look back at my first Rainbow Six gameplay video, where I kind of introduced myself as well. I like cars, and I watch a number of car YouTube channels. Some of them are pretty big and pretty well known if you enjoy watching car YouTube channels. Some of them are not quite so big, big by standards when compared to my own, Obviously, my channel is tiny, so all of the ones I'm talking about have way more, way more content, way more subscribers, way more videos than mine. But they're not all, like multi-million subscribers. So you may not have heard of all of them, depending on where exactly you are in terms of how often you enjoy watching these videos. Now, this frost troll. Frost trolls are troublesome because they do not only a lot of damage, which I don't even think I have my. I don't have my potions favorited. Oh, that is an amateur move on my part. Let me come over here and not only favorite these, but we will use like 2 of them. So now they're favorited. Frost trolls are troublesome because they regain health. Bam. Yeah. Now I'm going to use some healing here. Save some potions. Gain some healing. Some restoration magic experience. It's my trophy. What now, bro? You didn't think I could beat you because I'm smaller than you. But I did. Yes, so, cars, something I'm interested in, car YouTube, it's a good way to get the fix, so to speak, of car stuff without going out and spending tons of money on my own car. And I'm sure at least some of you out there watch them as well. So I'm going to kind of just talk about a few that I like, and in the description for this video, I'm going to have links to all the channels that I'm talking about. In case you've never heard of them before and maybe you're interested in seeing what they have to offer, you can use the links that I'm going to provide down below to go see them. My videos are not monetized, and all the people I'm going to talk about are obviously going to be talked about in a positive fashion. So I don't think it'll be an issue with any of these YouTubers if they catch wind of them, talking about them, because it's going to be good. I'm suggesting you go to these channels. I'm suggesting you provide them with subscriptions and views and likes and all that good stuff. So I don't think they'll have any issue with that. At least I know I wouldn't if it were the other way around. Do unto others, as they say. So the first channel that I want to talk about is one that has grown fairly large, and I've been watching this channel and the creator for quite some time now. And the first channel I'm going to talk about is Street Speed 717. The host, if you want to call him that, his name is Mike. He does a lot of things a little bit differently than a number of other channels. The big thing that he does that's a little bit different is he has a fair amount of variety to his channel. A lot of YouTube channels become very specific. They talk about, or they have like one car type on the channel, or there might be like an off-roading channel, and so there might be a bunch of different off-roading vehicles, but it's all centered around that. Mike does a little bit things differently on his channel, Street Speed 717. He's got a bunch of different cars, and he buys and sells cars fairly frequently, honestly. He's only got one that has stayed ever since the beginning, and the rest are all relatively new, or he buys and sells, modifies, sells, that sort of thing. So his channel stays fresh as compared to other channels that maybe have the same sort of thing or things over and over and over again. That's why it's probably kept my interest for so long. And to be fair, now he does make videos that he wants to make. He talks about that now and then. He doesn't do videos specifically for views or likes or to make money, but it is his job. YouTube is his job, and so he knows what he's doing. Let's see here. I gotta put my main man's supplies. Let's see, store that. There we go. Let's see. I think I can take this here. Gotta take these things here. Take this. Taking all these things. These are just ingredients. gonna use them to make potions later. Yes, so Mike, Street Speed 717, he, he goes through cars, and he has, a bunch of different ones. He's had trucks. He has a truck. He's had trucks. So if if you like trucks, you like off-roading, he can provide you with that. He's, as he's gotten more successful, and great job, Mike, to you if you ever see this. He's gotten successful enough that he can actually make content with supercars. Cars that some of us will probably never ever get the chance to drive. So he can provide a kind of an every man's opinion on these vehicles. And I'm gonna answer your summons. You call me General. What's that mean?
First, let us see if you.
So he gives exposure to cars that are well beyond anything that I probably will ever get to drive, which is fine. But it's a different experience than what you might see driving around on the street day to day. So that's pretty cool. And then he also, he's got a long history of having.
Strike us with the out of your voice.
Nope. He's got a long history of using, or featuring American sports cars, which, that's kind of the thing that I mostly like.
I got a Camaro.
He's not had a Camaro, but he's had, a Challenger, a Hellcat. He's had many Corvettes of different years, too, not even just, always the newest, but he's had some from multiple generations. It needs to be Dragonborn.
We are here to guide you in that.
Lots of Corvettes. He's got an import technically. You don't see much of that on the channel right now, or in for quite some time. But if you go back, you'll see some Corrado action, and a lot of you probably don't even know what that is if you haven't seen his channel or you're not, big into that scene. But it's a lot of different content, which is super cool. I think that combined with the fact that he does kind of do what he wants in his videos, rather than just I think X will get me the most views versus Y. Really kind of will keep people watching because it stays interesting. He lets what he wants to do dictate his videos instead of just what he thinks he needs to do.
You have shown that you are Dragonborn.
So definitely give that channel a look-see.
Do you have the discipline?
And go back to some of his older videos too. Like if you look at his most recent ones, and you're like, I'm not too interested in this type of car or this type of car content. Go back to some of his older ones because you'll be able to find something that you like if you enjoy cars. So yeah, that's the first one I want to talk about. Let's take a second here and let's see what happens with these GreyBois. I've kind of been ignoring them, honestly. Been talking a bit.
Dragon blood gives you an inborn ability to learn words of power. All shouts are made up of 3 words of power. As you master each word, your shout will become progressively stronger. Master Einarth will now teach you Ro, the second word in Unrelenting Force. Ro means balance in the dragon tongue. Combine it with force, to focus your thumb more sharply. Ro.
Look at it. Look at it. I'm looking at it from his perspective. Nice. Yes. Balance.
You truly do have the gift. But learning a word of power is only the first.
He says constant practice, but I feel like we practice it once, twice, something like that.
As Dragonborn, you can absorb a slain dragon's life force and knowledge directly. As part of your initiation, Master Einarth will allow you to tap into his understanding of Ro.
Okay. Huh. Am I gonna be able to... Huh. So you're gonna... Ah, boy.
Sky above, voice within. Wind, guide.
There we go. I was a little worried that the game had kind of gotten stuck there. Got stuck on that little piece of text.
Use your unrelenting force shout to strike the targets as they appear.
I'm ready, bro. Bring it on. That's right. Why not, bro? Come on, who's next? Anybody?
Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Again.
I did my job. I did my best for you. There you go. Much like that, Einarth. Feel good? Does it feel good to get shouted at? I'll shout at you right now.
You learn quickly. Once more.
Okay. Let's be real. I only needed to do it the once to show you guys I know how to do it. Wolfgang.
Impressive. Your thumb is precise. You show great promise, Dragonborn. We will perform your next trial in the courtyard. Follow Master Boy.
Onwards, boy! To the courtyard! Yeah, so, another YouTube channel that I have more recently gotten into for car content is VINwiki. It's a pretty big channel, and the content is a little less varied than some other ones. But one thing that is included on that channel is a series of stories from, a lot of different people who are involved with cars in some way, whether it's, owners of garages, racers, people who race both professionally and not so professionally. But they talk about really kind of interesting and sometimes funny and sometimes, crazy stories involving them in their cars, their cool cars. And so if you need to just kind of kill 10 minutes and you're into cars and you want to hear kind of a crazy story, the one that I can think of is a dude who talks about how his Viper, he bought a Viper, and it kind of sort of in a way got him kicked out of town. Just stories that you may not think about or think would happen, or just and a lot of times they're really told well too. Because a lot of the people, when they're telling these stories, since they're first-hand experiences. Let me take care of this shout thing here. Since they're first-hand experiences, and they're recounting them on their own, it's told with a really, really good perspective. So you can go to this channel and you can watch some pretty darn entertaining stories, and hear about cars that just do like crazy things, and how these people do crazy things with their cars. And it's kind of cool because it's a good example of how a good story, the important thing is the good story and how it's told. When they're telling these stories, there's not a ton of imagery a lot of the time. It's a person who's talking to you as the audience. It's not, showing what's happening, because a lot of times these stories are from the past. Obviously, it's not something that's happening right then and there. It's just people who are talking about previous things. Did I go too fast? There we go, thank you. Did I go too fast?
Your quick mastery of a new theme is...
Yeah, so VINwiki, it's a different flavor of car channel. There is content on there that is cars. If you want to go and you want to watch a video with cars in it, definitely there. But the story time videos are some of my favorite. I've spent a lot of time watching them. And there's a few where they tell their stories and you're like, holy crap, I didn't even think it would be legal for you to talk about this on YouTube. Not that I ever condone things like street racing or running from cops, but you get stories like that, so really kind of exciting too. Definitely one to check out if you're looking for maybe a little bit different flavor of channel compared to the usuals. So all of these guys I have. Let's see here.
Dragons have always been able to shout. Language is intrinsic to their very being. There is no difference in the dragon tongue between debating and fighting. Shouting comes as naturally to a dragon as breathing or speaking. In mythic times, when mortal kind was in great need, the goddess
Basically, dragons
Dinner
just really love to
granted
yell at
us
each
the
other.
ability to speak as dragons do. For most people, long years of training are required to learn even the simplest shout. But for you, the dragon speech is in your blood, and you learn it almost without effort.
Okay, so let's go to my journal, see what I can do. If I can get the horn, I can go do the. I don't want to do that one. Oh yeah, we gotta return to Klimek. We gotta tell him that I did his chore for him. He better be grateful. Yeah, so we'll go talk to Klimek, and then we'll kind of make our way to the horn of Jurgen Windcaller.
Voice.
And I'm going to fast travel because it is faster. Yeah, so the link to the VINwiki YouTube page will be down below. Feel free to check them out. I think you'll get some good entertainment out of their channel. A third channel, one that's more along the same lines as the Street Speed 717 channel. Oh, here's these boys. They want a piece of me.
There. You're the one they call Dragonborn.
Yes.
Your lies fall on deaf ears, deceiver. The true Dragonborn comes. You are but his shadow.
Okay.
When Lord Mirak appears, all shall bear witness.
Okay. Let's see.
None shall stand to
Come at me,
oppose
bros.
him.
I know you're gonna. Come at me.
Time to die.
Gosh, 40 back. Ah! Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Push him, push, push. Push him. I did not mean to hit that guard, so of course I have a bounty now. Because, you can't just fight off cultists. Gotta worry about where frickin' guards are standing.
Order of the Yarn, stop right there.
Yes, yes. You caught me. I'll pay off my
Smart
40.
man. Now come along with us. We'll take any stolen goods and you'll be free to
Now
go.
this is annoying because, we were in battle, I was fighting the cultists, and then the friggin' guard just gets in the way. I'm swinging a massive warhammer. Like, what does he think is gonna happen? Oh, I hope those cultists' bodies are still there when I go back. Very annoying. Genuinely, the guards either should have just stayed out of it, or they should have just accepted the fact that they were gonna get hit.
By the gods.
That's how it works. Excuse me, sir. Please stop fighting. Alright, well, let's fast travel again. Back to... Oh, yes, we're gonna go back to first. Yeah, so another channel that's along the same vein, so to speak, as Street Speed 717 that I enjoy is RP Productions. And the host of that channel, his name is Riley. This channel is a lot smaller than the Street Speed channel, but the content, in my opinion, is just as good, though not quite as much variety. But he's definitely not, at this point in time, able to afford, even literally just talking from a money perspective,
You don't look like
afford.
Why bother visiting Iverstead?
Can't afford to go out and buy supercars, can't afford to have a stable of vehicles. But what he does have is, a desire to buy and modify and do cool things with cars that he likes. And that kind of goes a long way, in my opinion, because, people can... A lot of the really huge YouTube channels, ones that I'm not going to mention, ones that I really don't watch, actually, they focus on, like, oh, what's the big car right now? If I'm going to spend 500 grand, I'm going to get some kind of... Clinic? Where are you? Clinic? Is he in here? Oh, yeah, but I gotta wait. Okay. It just kind of comes down to, get, you know, the big name car, the car that causes a stir, so to speak. And that's not really what I'm into, so I don't really watch those channels. But Riley, you know, RP Productions, Riley, he does a really kind of good job, in my opinion, of being an everyday guy who has cars that he enjoys owning, that he enjoys modifying, and, you know, he posts good content about it. And he's very real about everything, so and so I appreciate that too.
Ah, good to see you again.
Delivered the
Quite a
supplies.
climb, wasn't it?
He just takes your word for it. I could have just like
Anyway,
eaten
much
whatever he had in the bag.
appreciated.
Could have just
Here,
like put it in my
take this
belly.
for your troubles.
Could have had, you know, supplies and 500 gold.
Thanks
I wouldn't
again
do
for
that,
the
though.
legwork.
Let's see here. I guess we can do this one. Horn. Retrieve the horn. Mid-collar. Okay, so that one we can, you know, we can start doing the trip. We're gonna have to do some traveling. I want to go back to White Run to sell some goods real quick. Yeah, so, you know, Riley, most of his cars that he's had on his channel have also been, you know, American cars, which again, that's what I like. So if you don't like it, if you don't like those types of cars, if you're a tuner, you know, if you like imports, then maybe not. Maybe you won't have the same thrill watching these channels as what I like, as what I feel, and that's okay too. You know, we different strokes for different folks, and I definitely don't judge anyone for having different taste in vehicles.
Got some
What's up,
good
bruh? Got to sell some crap
finest
to you.
weapons and armor.
So yeah, I'll put the link for that one down below as well. Let's see, you may have my pelt. You may have all 17 of these pelts. Let's see, you can have one of each of these. I want to keep these for when I buy my house to store them. I like storing kind of individualist, unique things like that. I'm a collector of sorts. So, all these things. So, studded armor, more imperial armor. Gotta keep these. Taking up weight, carry weight. Ugh, especially that 5. Oh god. But like I said, I like to keep certain things. So 10, 7. Ooh, see, so I can upgrade my bow. You may have this, and you have one of these. Because I'm going to use this one now. Nice. 3 more damage.
Don't forget.
Let's favorite that. There we go.
Check inside the shop.
Now I've got an Imperial Bow. 3 more damage. It's like almost 50% more. Close, not quite. Let's see, continuing to sell things. Ooh, and I can go make some potions too. That's gonna be boring. I apologize to you guys for making you watch me just make potions over here. But, you know, it's reality. You know, I'll talk to you about the last, you know, there's one more channel that I wanted to talk about. And I mean, it's it is a little bit different from the rest of the ones I've kind of told you about. Ooh, that one's fun.
It's a fine potion we put together.
Let's see. Oh, look at that! Gonna make some more of those.
You'll find tonics,
Yeah. So
salves,
last channel I'm going to talk about,
on my shelf.
last card channel I'm going to talk about,
Heart's content.
nothing, is called Hoonigan Daily Transmission. Now this channel, let's see. Okay, so that's fine with both these. Oh man, used up the troll fat for that. That sucks. It is what it is, though.
If there's a
Okay, there's still something there.
you have but to ask.
There. Okay. And all these, we know will not work. Oh, well, I could make that, I guess. It would give me some smooths. There we go. So yeah, Hoonigan Daily Transmission. This is
Pardon
a
me, but do I detect a
sub
case of the
channel,
rattles?
like a.
I've got something for
I'm not
that.
sure what the best way to describe it is. There's a primary channel called Hoonigan, and a few of the people that are on that channel, I'd like to say
So
some
you're
things. A few
interested
of the people
in
on that
potions
channel
and
do
ingredients?
the Hoonigan Daily Transmission, and their videos when they post these are literally just people bringing their insane cars, you know, genuine race cars, genuine supercars, genuine one-off items that you know, you probably may have never seen before. You know, things that they modified that are one-off. Like there's a Hellcat swapped Miata that has made its rounds on the internet, and the dude that made that car put those two things together, brought it to the Hoonigans, and he just like ripped the thing apart, doing donuts and burnouts and just like, you know, really thrashing the thing, which is super cool. You know, it's awesome to see these cars doing more than just, you know, drive fast in a straight line. It's awesome to see these cars do more than just, you know, get wiped down with a diaper and then driven around on the street for a little bit. I'm going to take some minor healing potions. Oh, there we go. Thank you for your money. Much appreciated.
Come back anytime if you need
Let's
a
see,
remedy.
what else do we have in our inventory? So, you know, they're everything from Ariel Adams. You know, an Ariel Adam has been on there, to a McLaren 720S, to a semi-truck, a literal semi-truck with like 6 turbos or something on it, that made, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands of pound-feet of torque. You know, trophy trucks, if you know what those are. Trophy trucks, there's been one of those on there, at least one of those on there. Everything. If you can imagine it, and you go to, in terms of cars, type of car, type of vehicle, and you go to Hoonigan Daily Transmission channel, you'll be able to find a car or a vehicle of a type that you're interested in, you know, ripping up their yard, doing some really intense stuff. It's super cool. It's super entertaining. You know, you get to learn a little bit about the car, the owner, and then they just like thrash on them. You know, and to me, cars are meant to be driven. I don't like conceptually, you know, the idea of a garage queen, you know, a car that doesn't get driven, even though it's got crazy capabilities. I think that's kind of silly. Personal opinion, you know, if any of y'all out there have, one of you, have something in your garage that you don't drive, like, hey, that's fine. I'm sure you get a satisfaction out of it, which is, you know, what it really kind of comes down to. But for me, and I think for a lot of people, you know, we want to see people beating on these cars, even if it is just for, you know, 5-10 minutes in a YouTube video. So Hoonigan Daily Transmission, even if you don't specifically like cars, even if you're not a huge fan of cars, go and give that channel a look, because you'll probably get, like I said, a good 5-10 minutes of entertainment out of it, regardless of what you're into. So I'm going to link that below for you guys to go and check them out. Yeah, so that's just 4 of the channels that I like to watch. I think I have probably, you know, 5, 6, 7 others on top of that, but, you know, I'm not gonna spend 2 hours talking about other YouTube channels. I think actually this is where I'm going to end the video for today, because we did the GreyBois thing. We got our next quest that we'll do next time, where we go and get the horn of Jurgen Windcaller. And as I kind of promised in the last video, we are going to level up now. Anybody who has stuck around until now, anybody who wants to see this momentous occasion, we are going to level up. So we need stamina, for sure, because we're wielding, you know, big, heavy items. A little bit of health, another stamina, and, you know what, let's do a 3rd stamina. No, yeah, oh, look at that, more. Wow, look at that, level 6. See, that's why I like waiting. I like collecting and doing them like that, because you get big jumps and it's kind of fun. So that's good. I don't really need magic with my dude, but, you know, some health, a bunch of stamina. We're going to be able to do some power attacks now, more than just one. It's going to be awesome. Let's see here. Let's put a little bit into 2-handed, obviously. Boom. Boom. Can't do the next one, that's fine. Let's see here. Power attacks. Cost 25% less stamina. Warhammers. Ignore. Okay, so we've got 3 perks left. We could do this to increase our Warhammer strength. We could do this so that our power attacks cost less stamina, if we just added more too. Man, this is tough. This is a tough one. I think for the moment, because we do have relatively low stamina in total, this one may be a little better, because we can do some power attacks and take out tough enemies before they get a chance to really whittle our health down. Okay. And the reason why I'm not just spending the rest right there is because I do want to get a little bit of light armor as well. Upgraded. Boom. Okay. And there we go. So now we're stronger with our light armor. We've got some hecka hardcore Warhammer skills. Yeah, our dude is going to be considerably more powerful now than when he was level 1, obviously, and that kind of goes without saying. And, you know, we don't do enough of the other stuff to really worry about it a ton. Eventually we'll upgrade some restoration a tiny bit. Maybe a level or 2 in destruction for those fire spells that we do use periodically on certain enemies. You know, but for the most part, we're going to be just a bruiser with a giant warhammer. And there we go. We have leveled up our man. Our Nord male. Pure Nord male. Fishburne. Strikes terror in the hearts of enemies. Yeah, so I appreciate anybody who watches these videos. I really do. Feel free to comment below, not just on these videos, but topics that you want to talk about. Because I can do multiple topics. I can do this new series that I'm starting, where I talk about YouTube channels that I enjoy watching, and I can talk about stuff that you guys want me to talk about as well. That's the cool thing about me doing these videos that are a little bit longer in length. I can fit a fair amount in for our discussions. Yeah, so feel free to subscribe, comment below. It'd be pretty sweet to get that going. And everybody have a good day.
Bits and baubles for sale, all crafted by the best blacksmith in Skyrim.